Bring your hair left, Alex. Hair left even more. There you go.
With our version of The Who's Tommy, we are going to attempt a completely revolutionary breakthrough in the musical theater experience. What we are attempting to do with this is to deliver an individual experience to each audience member, and the ability to affect one person at a time is something that only a book can do. Okay, so basically we're going back to being a reader and reading a novel, and we are controlling a situation where we have a captive audience who is experiencing the production of Tommy as a collective, but they are each isolated in a very unique way, in a very comfortable way, in order to have their own very personal, very private, very immediate experience of this production.
I've developed a new delivery system I call EXP 3D, which is a combination of headphones and speakers. And so we're going to be able to deliver this 3D experience to every seat in the house, and every seat will have the best seat in the house.
Audio is on the forefront of my mind for this project because it was first an album, and I want people to remember that this is an album first, so it is all about the music, not just because it's a musical, but because it is so well known in many different areas in the music industry, in the musical world. Everybody knows The Who, and everybody knows this show. It was such a huge hit for The Who themselves. My concept for this show is about spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening of a child who becomes catatonic and shuts himself off to the world. And then the sound evolved from that, because with this new technology of sound that James Johnson and Rochelle Fab have brought to me, I actually get to heighten that experience for every audience member. So really, as a director, I have the opportunity, to not only make you Tommy in certain aspects, and when he loses his hearing, you lose it with him. When he gains his hearing back, it happens to you. I don't only have that ability, but I also have the ability to provide the exact same show to every audience member, which has never been able to happen. You're all the way, house right in the corner. You're not getting the same sound experience as the person in the sweet spot in the center. Stereo, you got 8 feet of perfect zone. With this, because it's on your ears, you get the most pristine, clean experience possible.
When we were talking to various headphone companies about it, we had an incredible response. Everyone that we spoke to across the board was 100% for it, because most of the executives that we were speaking with remembered listening to The Who's Tommy on headphones as an LP in their bedroom, and so it made perfect sense. So there was a sense of nostalgia meeting high tech, because now we have such a clean, clear quality where you're there once you've got the headphones on. So with all the headphone manufacturers, we've had a wonderful, wonderful experience and a lot of support. We also had a lot of support from the cast that we've contacted, letting them know not only are we doing The Who's Tommy, it hasn't been done in nearly a decade in Los Angeles, but we're going to use a completely orally driven experience, and we're using headphones, and each person will come into their own. It will be like a flight. It will really be, people will be getting in, they'll be getting on board, they'll be getting into their seat, they'll be logging on, so to speak, and they'll be going on the journey.
The other thing I want to point out about this project is that it's very rare in LA to build a show from the ground up, especially only a 2-week run. And everything is brand new. From the set, to the costumes, to the concept, to the sound, ground up. It's basically an out-of-town tryout. And that's really how I see it, which is a good thing for us, because if we get the people in the seats that do want to see this go further, they will already be able to see if it works. Some people might think it's a gimmick. Hey, this is a great way to get people in the audience. Well, I'm not counting on that to be the only thing. But I am using it as a tool to heighten your experience, to give you something that you've never had as an audience member before, except for, going to see The Who live, which is an irreplaceable experience. Or being in that opening night of theater production of Tommy on Broadway. That's a one-in-a-lifetime experience. I'm trying to create a one-in-a-lifetime experience rather than rehashing what's already been done, because that was done and that was somebody else's vision. And I'm a firm believer on building off those visions, but I'm also a firm believer in creating your own.